Hello, hello. Thanks for the host, Ross. Not for the follow. You already follow me. Hey, Waskels. Hey, Memphis. Memphis is here too. Good stuff. How you guys all doing? Good Wednesday. You know, me and Ross have just been having a little chat about some hip hop. Right. So today, once I've finished loading up all my programs, Deckmaster is coming on. We're gonna open some packs, and I'm probably gonna run through them pretty slow. I don't really know too much about what's in the set. I know the ley lines are in the set, and they're gonna go in my sideboard probably immediately. You know, get some nice hoses in there. Right. Okay. So first day we went 4-3. We took a pretty hard loss at the end, going 1-2. But yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good so far. Core 2019 is out of standard, and no, not just yet. The launch of the next core set doesn't indicate rotation. Rotation normally happens with the set after that, so it's the next non-yearly core set. So whatever the next, proper expansion is, and that usually comes out about around September, something like that, and that is when you will see a heavy reduction in cards. A lot of... Hey Truax, how you doing, man? A lot of things from, I know from Red Deck wins get chucked out then. A lot of stuff from Phoenix gets chucked out. Esper control, we're pretty good. We lose Big Teferi, so we need to replace Big Teferi. But the fortunate thing about rotation is you can put something slightly less powerful in there if you need to. You have the flexibility. Memphis says he's still not sure how standard works, when rotation is, what blocks are, how to tell what's coming in or what's going out. Well, it's a very easy website for that. It's called what'sinstandard.com. So you can go there and you can have a look. And it shows you the 4 sets that are going out: Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria, and Core Set 2019. The ones that keep until Q4 next year: Guilds of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance, War of the Spark, and of course Core 2020 when that comes out, because you can see the upcoming sets section underneath there. What we're playing today, well, mostly going to be opening packs because we couldn't get on yesterday because everything was down and dead and it wasn't fun. So I have a good chunk of packs to open, and I'm probably going to go through these a little bit slower than normal because I don't really know too much about what's in the core set. I just want to kind of see what's going on in there, and then we'll be playing Esper and probably do some deck changes. So I want to try. I know the ley lines are in here, so I want to try and get some of the ley lines in here. I know there's like a hoser cycle, which I want to kind of pick those up and see which ones are right for me, and I know which decks I struggle against, so I'm going to tune it towards that. So I struggle against Dreadhorde and probably Grixis as well. Grixis and Dreadhorde. So I will be tuning my sideboard more towards like trying to get an easy win against them, trying to really lock those matchups down. Whilst not trying to stay too far away. I obviously can't go overboard. I still need to win against aggressive decks like Gruul, Red Deck Wins, and Phoenix. So can't go too overboard, but I am going to tune it a little bit in favour of what I don't enjoy playing against. Box. They went the box way. They did go the box way. For those of you who don't know, before a set comes out, they give you like a special pre-release pack where you pay £50 and you get 50 packs, and you get a limited, you get like a card reward, and you get like a Chandra skin as well. So, so it's the same thing. So it's the card and the skin. It's worth it. It definitely is. Yeah, I agree. Memphis says, when he talks about quarters, does it refer to the fiscal year? I just assumed it would be fourth quarter of this year. I don't know what the difference is between that and a fiscal year. But somebody will tell you out there. There'll be some kind of thing out there that tells you. Right. Cool. Let's claim these. Let's go in. Let's get some packs going. What happened there? Has it already predicted all my wild cards? Has it already pulled all the wild cards out of the thing? Because that like ticked up massively there. Fry. I've seen this one. I've seen Fry. This is one of the hoses. It's got amazing artwork, and it's gonna be tough to get around this. It's gonna be tough to get around this initially. Fortunately, we don't play too many counter spells at the moment, but I have no doubt that it will become more effective post rotation. But a resealed box. That's a fairy killer. Yeah. Card staying standard for a year. Yes, well, just over a year. So it depends when they're released, right? So let me just have a look at this. Yeah, so it depends when they're released, because Guilds of Ravnica will stay in longer than War of the Spark, right? By a few months, but roughly a year, yeah. Okay, what we got? Temple of Epiphany. So these are our new lands, aren't they? These, well, old new lands. So what set are we losing at? I'll go over that again in a second. But so for anyone that doesn't know about the new land cycle, you've probably noticed that with Dominaria and Ixalan going out, you lose your check lands. The check lands they basically check for a basic type, which could be, say, Plains and Swamp, and they will come in untapped if they see a Plains or Swamp. Now, obviously, the shock lands also have those land types as well, so they work really well. They go out of rotation, so these are your replacements, or these are your rare replacements anyway. And when they come, they always come in tapped, but when they come in, you scry one. I've played with these before. They are really good. Personally, I think they're really good. They're not so good in aggro, but in control, especially draw go control, they are really good because they allow you to fix the cards off the top of your deck, and you can essentially create a lineup of cards off the top of your deck that are gonna be tailored to the situation on the battlefield. I think they're good. We'll see how they work out. It's more than likely that they're going to be played regardless. Because, we're losing an entire set of multi-lands. So, but good start. Rare lands. Love having rare lands. I actually value rare lands very highly because you always end up, I always end up playing a deck that, uses like 8, 12, 16 of them, whatever. What sets are we losing now? So if you, I'll put the site in the chat again. So there's what's in standard. Hey Baka, how you doing, man? Winner, yeah. So in there, that gives you like a clear indication of what's going on. This is a nice card, Veil of Summer. Draw a card if an opponent has cast a blue or black spell this turn. Spells you control can't be countered this turn. You and permanents you control gain hexproof from blue and black until end of turn. This will be one for Higgy, the Overgrowth Elementals. I actually think this is kind of powerful. If you have, like, say, a Nissa out or something, if you ramp into a Nissa and then play this on the next turn, you can immediately get an elemental. Will that trigger? Enters the battlefield? If it becomes a creature from a land? It doesn't really enter the battlefield then, does it? So maybe that doesn't work. Whenever another creature you control dies, you gain 1 life. If that creature was an elemental, put a +1/+1 counter. It's still strong, but I'm not sure whether it works with the Nissa combo. Let's see what else we got. Mythic Wildcard, I'll take it. You know, not as exciting as opening stuff, but I'll take wildcards. More wildcards. Growth Cycle. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn, and it gets an additional +2/+2 until end of turn for each card named Growth Cycle in your graveyard. Okay, that's quite interesting. So it's a bit like somewhere in between Giant Growth and Titanic Growth. Enters battlefield, return up to 2 target instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. That seems quite expensive. This is pretty sweet for white. Pretty straightforward sideboard removal. This is sweet for draft. 7/7 for 6. Ferocious Pup is obviously the best boy.
Living in a monastery full of
Ooh,
firebrands?
new Chandra. Okay, that went a bit quick there, but yeah, sure. The new Chandras look pretty decent from what I've seen. Fencing Ace. I've seen this before. This was in an older set. Was this in Innistrad? Or something like that? I think maybe. So 3/3 flying for 5. Enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. That's pretty good for draft. I would probably snap pick that in a draft personally. Griffin Protector. We've seen this in another set as well, so this has been brought back. This is in a set that's in standard rotation at the moment, I think. Return to Ravnica was Fencing Ace. Ah, nicely found. Nicely found. That'll be why I played a lot of Return to Ravnica. It was a big deal at the time. Google helps. Embodiment of Agonies. A 3-cost card with flying and death touch at 0/0 enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it for each mana cost among non-land cards in your graveyard. Oh my goodness, that's gonna see a deck, isn't it? There's gonna be a deck that has that kind of support for it. It might be in modern, it might not be in standard, but there's gonna be something that definitely can synergize around that. This is good for draft. If you're ever looking for removal in draft, pick up Bone Splinters, it's boss. Especially if you've got something like Teo or something like that that generates tokens. Sounded so cool to you. Yeah, I agree. I think it does sound cool. Yeah, I think that sounds great. Did you use the code? No, I've just got on, mate, so we're just opening packs first. Oh, so Shock is back. The Red Deck Wins doesn't lose Shock. That's good news for all you aggro players out there, Ross. But yeah, that's great. This works with that green elemental that we saw before. Create 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens and again haste on to turn. Overcome 2/2 and trample turn to turn. Yeah, it's a nice anthem effect. Plummet. This is a very old card. This has been knocking around for ages. DM me code. Gives you Golgari nightmares. Yeah. Sick elemental mythic. That'll be he's famous elemental. I forget what he's called. Okay, so this is our second mythic, which is pretty cool. Cavalier of Gales. Oh, I see my colours as well. Okay, so it's 5 for 5 with flying, so it's better than vanilla already. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. When it dies, shuffle it into its owner's library, then scry 2. This and Kefnet just seem absurdly obnoxious in the same deck together. Omnath, that's it. Yeah, well done, Drax. Omnath. I think Cavalier of Gales and Kefner in some kind of blue draw-go control deck might be really decent. Maybe Azorius, something like that. I'm trying to think of stuff that might happen post-rotation, because obviously at the moment we're going to play Esper for pretty much the entire rest of the season until, not even the rest of the season, for the next few seasons until the rotation comes about, because that's kind of what I'm going to be playing at MagicFest Birmingham as well. So I need to keep playing that. But after that, it's open. That's cool artwork. That looks like some really old school artwork. It's really nice. 4/4 for 5. Whenever you lose life for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, that's decent for a draft. I'd pick that up on a draft for sure. Creatures in Drog. Yeah, I know. Terrible, eh? 3 to 4 creatures like Frostlinks in the set seems so obnoxious. So Frostlink is 2/2 for 3. Cool artwork. I like that a lot. The hands coming out of the ground are amazing. When Frostlinks enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. So we've seen enchantments like this before. Sometimes they see play, sometimes they see fringe play. I don't think I've ever seen anything. I'm trying to think back on all the metas that I've played through, and I can't remember anything that was like this type of effect. It's because it's a very common effect that really broke the meta. It is a little bit obnoxious. You're right. Yeah, it's a little bit obnoxious. Merfolk. Yeah, so one of them does. One of the Merfolk does do that, doesn't it? But it has flash. That's the difference. It has flash, the Merfolk one, doesn't it? And Frostlinks doesn't. And also it's within shock range, Ross. So you're good, man. You're good. You just zap that bad boy. The Merfolk doesn't have flash. Oh, I thought it did. Ah, okay, fair enough. Fair play. So there you go. All you have to do has a choice of 1 tap. Ah, right, okay. So all you have to do is play Frostlinks in a cat deck. So all you have to do from then on to compare it to the Merfolk is synergize it by its type in a cat deck, and you're good. Second forecast that is tap all. Right, okay, fair enough. So Sephira Sky's Blade. You may pay 1 white and tap 4 untapped creatures you control with flying, rather than pay this spell's mana cost. That seems pretty good. I'm trying to think, does anything generate flying tokens really quickly? Can you aggressively create flying tokens or something like that to try and cheat this out? Flying, lifelink, other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. Angels meta incoming. Maybe. We shall see. In this set. Ah, okay. Sweet. Hopefully we'll pull it then. Ooh, pattern matcher. I think I've seen this this spoiler. It's battlefield when you search for a library with a card with the same name as another creature you control. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. Pretty sweet. Quite like this. This might see play. Depends how well it synergizes with other stuff. We've seen 4-cost golems see play before. I can't remember the one I'm thinking of off the top of my head, but I think it was in like M13 or something. I think it went out and fetched a land. I still don't like this. Mystic Forge. 4-cost. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast the top card of your library if it's an artifact card or a colorless non-land card. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Tap, pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library. I feel there's a Tezzeret build coming on somewhere. Ox! What else have we got in here? Some... Oh, Elemental Cat, there you go. There is, you can play blue-red Elemental Cat. With Chandra. Should have called it Red Jack's Knight. Oh dear. That was a good one. I like that one. One life cost scry then technically, yeah. Yeah, basically. But you could, because it's an artifact, artifacts sit on the field and you could just do it. End of their turn. Oh, I'll have a scry, I'll see what's on top. Don't want that, right. Going to my turn, draw. See what I get. You love regex. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I know some very, very talented programmers, and I don't think anyone I know likes regex apart from you. must like pain. This is pretty sweet. Just drop it and win. Seems pretty good for draft. Can't attack or block alone. One cost, 2/1 flyer though. It's pretty nice. Mythic Planeswalker. Okay, so it's our third mythic. We're doing well with the mythics. Really unpacking these quite hard, actually. Yan Ling. This is in my colours as well. The Sky Dancer. Starts on 2, 3, +2 until your next turn. Up to 1 target creature gets -2, -0, and loses flying. -3 creates a 4/4 blue bird, and then -8. You get an emblem with islands you control have tap, draw a card. Visu just subscribed, tier 1. Cheers, Visu. Thank you very much, man. If you're still in the chat, I appreciate you. Big Tom's here with his big subscriptions. Got 9 mythics and 53 packs. That's really good. Maybe they just upped the rate for like the launch or something. I don't know if I like this. I don't think I do. I don't think the -8 is a big enough payoff. So you have to up it 3 times just to -8 and sacrifice it. Like the thing is powerful. The -8 is powerful, but is it powerful enough when you are? So you put this on turn 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because you'll have to sacrifice it on the next turn. So you're turn 7. And you want to draw a bunch of cards, and you can't do both. You can only tap for mana or draw a card. Baka going in the pre-order. I know, man. Baka spending money on Magic. He's pushing hard. He wants to come and challenge me. That's why. He wants to beat me. Okay, so there's some mill. The card that we were looking at before, the black rare that we were talking about, Baka, is enabled by Gorging Vulture, surely. You get a 2/2 flyer, you can gain a bit of life, bit of sustain, nice little blocker, and you can build up your creature. Yeah, I think if it allowed you to both draw and spend mana, because you could draw and pool mana in a phase. It's like choosing between the two on turn 7 at a very minimum just doesn't seem that great to me. I'd rather just play a draw spell, you know, just draw a couple of cards and, you know, be done with it. Do it at instant speed, do it on their turn. Okay, got our rare wild card. Wave Crasher, Elemental, enters the battlefield, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. Okay, 4/4 for 4. Pretty nice for Elemental decks. Artwork looks cool, like that one. Pretty sweet effect as well. If you've got things that, you know, lots of enter the battlefield effects. Some artifacts here. 2/1 Bud. Vial of Dragonfire. Deals 2 damage to target creature. Good for draft, I guess. It's okay for draft. Creature attacks deals 1 damage to target creature defending player controls. This isn't too bad. Heart Piercer Bow is not too bad. It's cheap. It's cheap to equip. It's got a nice little effect. This is good. Murder is good. We've seen Murder loads of times before. It's a balanced Doomblade. It works really well. It's common. I think we've seen a lot of issues with a lot of rare removals lately. Costs a lot of rare wildcards in Arena, so having access to removal in common in black is nice, especially for those people who are just starting out. The hammer 10/10 or whatever for what 1 mana. Oh, the massive hammer, yeah. Chandra's Regulator, I really like the look of this. 2 cost, very, very cheap for an artifact, especially for a rare artifact. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of Chandra Planeswalker, you may pay 1 colourless, or 1 of anything. If you do copy that ability, you may choose new targets for the copy, and then you can pay 1 tap it, discard a mountain card or a red card, draw a card. I think that's brilliant. I think that's going to see loads of play. You could even see this, pro tip, you could see this in an Izzet Draw Go control deck. Potentially. Because you're essentially at the end of their phase, you're essentially refining your hand, right? Very, very cheaply for not very much mana at all. You can do it at instant speed. Yeah, I like Chandra's Regulator. I'm a big fan of that. Ooh, Moldavine Reclamation. Enchantment for 5. Whenever a creature you control dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Oh, goodness me. That's not that bad. That looks expensive, but I bet that sees play, especially post-rotation. There's gotta be some kind of Golgari thing going on there, hasn't there? There's gotta be some kind of Golgari... Yeah, maybe like a token deck or something like that. This would fit really well in my EDH deck, my commander deck. Shifting Ceratops. This card looks awesome. I am so hyped about this card, and I don't even play green. Can't be countered. Protection from blue. So the can't be countered isn't so relevant right now, but it might be post-rotation. But it's the protection from blue. It means it can't just be, like, tapped. You know? Like, it can't be sent back to hand. It's gonna stay. It's gonna stick. Like, you've got to bust out the black or the white to get rid of this thing. Put it in your Grazer God deck. Teferi can't touch it. Exactly. I mean, big Teferi will go out of rotation fairly soon, but in this short gap, this is going to see play. This is absolutely going to see play in Gruul. I can't see how it doesn't. Like, it's so strong. Teferi can't bounce it. Yeah, baby, yeah. Baby Teferi can't bounce it. It's great. You can even give it haste, which is super powerful. Yeah, okay. I'll stop. And you can use that ability multiple times, so you can give it haste and trample and whatever. Negate is back. That's good for blue, but we have Dovian's Veto in Azorius, or in Esper. This is really strong for draft. A 4/3 for 4. When it enters the battlefield, discard a card, draw a card. If you've got something dead in your hand, you can replace it. This is the only uncommon Planeswalker in this set, isn't it? I remember them saying that. They were like, we've done enough Planeswalkers, guys. Let's do some other cards. Works in Elementals. Looks good. The Fen Lurker. And a battlefield, each opponent exiles a card from their hand. 2 black for 1/1. And you can pay 3. It's okay. It's okay. If you're playing like blue-black discard, this is a pretty sweet card, right? Get a creature and get them to exile something. 3 cost. Oh, that wall of text. As Icon of Ancestry enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. So it gives an anthem to that creature type, so this helps tribal decks. That's quite efficient for a tribal deck card. That seems pretty good, and it's colourless. That seems okay. That first bit, anyway, seems okay. Pay 3. Pay 3. Tap. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card of the chosen type. Put the rest on the bottom of it. Oh, I like this. Yeah. No, I like this a lot. Unfortunately, it's going to bring Merfolk back, isn't it? And I hate Merfolk because it's so obnoxiously efficient. But that's going to see play as well. I kind of answer. It's got to, right? Elves as well. Merfolk are great. No, to be fair, Merfolk are good. They're one of those... oh, man. Merfolk players just had a hard time for such a long time. Didn't see much support. Especially, like, Modern came out and there was a great little Merfolk deck. And it was like, what, B or C tier, something like that. And they spent years and years and years not getting Merfolk support. A lot of vampires in the beta. Already seen playing vamps. Nice. Okay, yeah, yeah. The vampire. One of the. I was surprised that vamps didn't catch on earlier, because even one of the vampire like beginner decks was like easily by far and away the strongest beginner deck. It still had a reasonable amount of power for what it was doing, but I guess it didn't receive that much support really. Leyline of Anticipation. Here we go. I'm actually getting reasonable cards that I can actually use as well. Begin with it if it's in your hand, where you may cast spells as though they had flash. I'm not sure I'm too interested in this one particularly. I think I maybe want the black or the white one. But it's neat to get these. I really like the ley lines, so picking up any of them will do. New one drop is quite good. Also, Sorin, haven't seen those yet, so we'll keep an eye out for those. Ley lines are reprints, Memphis, so they are old cards coming back, but they have been dying for a reprint for modern players for a long, long time. You are seeing a power spike as well now. War of the Spark was a significant power jump. Even this for a core set, from the stuff I'm seeing so far, seems like a fairly big jump over some of the core sets we've had in the past. I was kind of hoping they'd bring the Titans back. I was hoping they would go that far and bring them back, but I think things like Primeval Titan is just way too powerful, especially for standard. It basically just means the meta would just be full of Titans again. 7/7 for 7 with flying. When it attacks, deal 4 damage to any target and 3 damage of each of up to 2 other targets. That's pretty nice. Big, it's expensive, but you know, it's a bomb. Draco in a big god deck, yes. Yeah, that's kind of the thing we've been looking for, isn't it? Just drop this massive flyer with haste and then ping all of their things. Shoot them in the face. Reanimating the Jaw in the early access, nice. So, did Wizards of the Coast give you early access tracks, or did you? Is there another way to get into it? Because I don't know anything about the early access stuff. I like this card. Zephyr Charge is pretty nice. It's just one of those things that's really good for draft, because you pick a couple of these up, you don't really need to worry about picking up flying creatures. Then you can pick up more efficient creatures along the ground, and then give them flying. Time I get mythic, yeah, I need to get mythic. Okay, this is our second Chandra, Acolyte Flame. Yeah, I like this one as well. 0, put a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker you control, so it's technically a +1. 0, create 2 1/1 red elemental tokens with haste, sacrifice them beginning of next turn, and then -2. You may cast target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard. If that card will be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Very nice. Signed up to be a feature creator and didn't think anything of it. Then I got an invite in an email. I think you signed up, you got an invite. Ah, right, I'll keep that in mind. If you've got the link to sign up, that would be super helpful. Awesome, thank you very much. So I'll just bookmark that. Thank you. Okay, Gravedigger, Fry. Rare wildcard, fine. Let's start trying and go through these a little bit faster. We've seen a lot of these now. Third Chandra. Okay, we're playing Chandra in the rotation. We managed to pick up quite a few of those. Bit of consistency there. Shared summons. Search your library for up to 2 creature cards with different names. Put them into your hand. I mean, it's instant in green. Sure. Not too bad, I guess. Pretty decent. Season of Growth. Whenever a creature enters your battlefield under your control, scry 1. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. Okay, that's quite interesting. That would have been so much better if it was the other way around. Oh, Crusher, sorry, I missed that comment, sorry, Ross. Pulse of Muramasa, we've seen this before in an old core set. It's okay. -2, -2, or turn to turn for 1 mana. It's black shock. Ish. Okay, here's Sorin. Here's our 4th mythic. So he's 3 cost, 4 loyalty. That's a good start. Target creature you control +1. Target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink until the end of the turn. If it's a vampire, put a counter on it. Ooh. +1. You may sacrifice a vampire. When you do, Sorin deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. Okay. -3. You may put a vampire card from your hand onto the battlefield. Ooh-wee. That is that -3 is gonna get broken in Modern somewhere. I've got one of those feel. If there's, I don't know, I can't remember the whole history of vampires from like the 8th set. There might be something you can drop with it in Standard, but in Modern, I imagine this is gonna get absolutely busted. A limited mana vampire summon. With Arcane Adaption, you can put anything into play. Just looking up Arcane Adaption. Enter the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. Okay. Oh boy. Blue-black vampires, anyone? Or just blue-black literally anything? Yeah, I really want to build that jank now. I really want to build that jank. 2 cost, 1/2 with flying. When it attacks, create a 1/1 white soldier token that is tapped and attacking. Okay, sure. Barkai Troll. It's a bear-ish. Enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it, so it's a little bit better than a bear, but a little bit more specific mana. Remove a counter from it, gives hexproof. Okay. So it can survive a little bit. Thunderkin Awakener. Oh, I saw this. I rate this card, you know. I rate this card a lot. Because of the haste, mainly. Because if you land it, you get like a little bit of benefit. So choose target elemental creature card in your graveyard with toughness less than Awaken's toughness. Return that card to the battlefield tapped and attacking. So assuming you play like an elemental that has 1 toughness, which shouldn't be too hard, right? There must be something. There must be some. Because elementals is pretty glass cannon. Lightning elemental, there you go. Ross says, you going to hold wildcards this tie round? Oh, this time round. Maybe I kind of want to have a look at the ley lines, depending on how... Yeah, I got it. Sorry, mate. I was being a bit pedantic there, wasn't I? I kind of want to get some ley lines in here. So I'd probably spend some wildcards on that. I have 22,000 gold as well, so I'll buy a bunch of packs. Or maybe do some drafts. Exile target creature or planeswalker that's black or red. Okay, so white gets basically the anti-bolus card. Can also deal with the new Sorin and the new Chandras as well, which is nice. Drawn from Dreams. That artwork is absolutely magnificent. Look at that. That is beautiful. 4 cost, look at the top 7 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, and the rest of them put them in any order. This is gonna see play. Even if it's post-rotation, this is gonna see play. It's like just such a magnificent draw-go card. You get to, and you don't just draw 2 off the top, you get to look at the top 7 and decide from a selection of 7 which 2 you'd like. I like it a lot. Mythic wildcard. Grafdigger's Cage. Hey, he's back from Dark Ascension. Was this first printed, I think? The most efficient graveyard hate ever printed. It's nasty. It deals with not only Dreadhorde, but it deals with Phoenix as well. Yeah. It works. It's still, like, obviously it doesn't deal with the planeswalkers that can come out from Dreadhorde. But I still like it. Because the most dangerous thing I find about Dreadhorde is when they get the combo off. I'm okay if they get a few planeswalkers out, I can come back from that. But it's the creatures. It's when they spiral into 100 life and you go, well, I have literally nothing I can do right now to finish you off. Like, the only thing I'm going to be able to do is to already have a Teferi emblem out and just keep pinging things and hope to God and hope to God you just give up. Yeah, they need the Wild Growth Walkers to make it work, exactly. They get some Planeswalkers out. Yeah, sure, it's dangerous, you know, but it's not overly problematic, especially with some of the sideboard cards we saw in War as well. So I really like Grafdigger's Cage. It's going to go in my sideboard as just pure hate, because Dreadhorde is one of those things that, you know, like, I just can't play against it. Just rubbish against it. Okay, so this is our second one of Chandra, Awakened Inferno. This, for me, just as a little review of this one. That is a big sucker fat one, is it? Yeah, is dead with Grafdigger's Cage, in my opinion. I don't see how they get around it. I just can't see a way that they get around it. Sure, they could put in maybe some artifact hate. Red has access to artifact hate, no doubt. But because you can get out on turn 1, like, you can dump all the Phoenixes to the graveyard you want, but it's never gonna happen for you. So unfortunately, I think that archetype, at least in standard anyway, modern might be a different story. There might be more efficient removal for Grafdigger's Cage, but in standard, I think it probably sees itself dying off personally. So I really like the big Chandra as well, mainly because it can't be countered. You're always going to be able to play this thing. We don't have many counter spells in standard at the moment, but they are there, so we could get them post-rotation. A big Mama Chandra. Yeah, so plus it starts on 6 for 6, so it's already better than vanilla with the can't be countered ability. +2, each opponent gets an emblem at the beginning of your upkeep. This emblem deals 1 damage to you, so you get a couple of ticks on that. They're taking a couple of damage every turn. You know, it's pretty nice. It's got a sweeper built in for -3, which scares me a little bit for hero. Should very much scare mono red. Should scare Gruul as well, because that sweeper is hard. 3 damage hits a lot of things. Card is nuts in element, exactly, and you don't sweep your own stuff. It's amazing. Isn't Llanowar Elves out after rotation? It is, yeah. It's a bit weird. I was really hoping they'd really give this M20 a massive power spike and bring back things like Lightning Bolt and Birds of Paradise. You know, Mana Leak, that kind of thing. But I just think maybe they thought, that's a bit too much too soon. Yeah, the one-sided board wipe. Kind of getting settled on Gruul Elemental. Yeah, damn right. Get some Gruul Elemental going. Elemental Lizard. See, there you go. That's nice. That's a nice 1-drop you can put in Gruul. I really like that. Whenever it attacks, deal 1 damage. So essentially you get a turn 2 attack with that, it's hitting for 2. Which is very nice. I think Bolt has never seen the light of day in Standard, says Shrex. I'm inclined to agree with you. I also think that's why they don't bring the others back as well, because it's like if you bring the others back, you kind of have to bring the whole cycle back to kind of balance it out a little bit. But Bolt was easily the most powerful of that cycle. I think you could bring Doomblade back. I'd like to see Doomblade or Go for the Throat come back. Go for the Throat probably maybe a little bit too powerful, but Doomblade for sure. I'd like to see Birds of Paradise as well. We have so much multi-land mana at the moment that it wouldn't be out of place. And Mana Leak isn't too bad either. But we've got things, we've got things like Dovian's Veto, which is even more powerful, I'd say, than Mana Leak. Nightpack Ambusher, Flash 4/4 for 4. Okay, that's good. Tribal for werewolves, and at the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell this turn, create a 2/2 wolf. Okay, interesting. Reinstall twice and it's just crashing on launch. Oh dear, that's not good. Check the Magic Arena Twitter and see if they are saying anything, because obviously we had a lot of problems yesterday. A blue artifact. Here we go. Pay 1, tap, return target creature you control, and aura attached to it to the owner's hands. Nah, not for me. That one, not for me. Not in standard anyway. Elf Scout 2 as a bear with vigilance. Ooh, nice. Corpse Knight, so a bit of zombie support, a bit of knight support as well. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. That's nice. That's really nice. I like that. In the archetype of knights, that's actually really strong. I think just gives you a little, because the thing that I felt knights lacked was it just lacked that little tipping point. Sometimes it just couldn't quite get there. So if you just manage to just like get there a little bit earlier, a little bit of life deficit early on, that might work. 4/6, 6 cost elephant cleric. That is an amazing creature type. Whenever the Loxodon Life Enchanter enters the battlefield, you may have your life total become the total toughness of creatures you control. Then you can pay 6 and get XX until the end of turn, or X is your life total. Okay, sure. So if you're playing big butts, this is nice, right? Isn't there a card that in standard at the moment that allows you to switch, deals damage as if it, as if the toughness were its power or something? I'm sure I've seen that in draft recently, but I can't remember whether it's going out of rotation or not. Nice elemental. Sleep paralysis. We've seen stuff like this before. One drop green creature. That's pretty nice. A little bit of defense there. Death touch. Anticipate. I am so happy that's back. I love Anticipate. I think it's so good. It's really strong. For some reason it just hasn't seen play this rotation. I'm sure it's in M19. Pretty sure it's in M19. I've seen it before in a draft before today. But we don't really have, there's not that many draw go decks. However, if draw go does become a thing, Anticipate is going to be in that deck. It's super strong, I think. Each player can't cast more than 1 spell a turn. Okay, that's nice. That's nice as like, what does that work against? Just trying to think. Maybe nothing that we know of right now. But it's a nice card. I really like it. Rule of Law decks are going to be sick. Yeah, just like go no. You cannot do anything. Okay. Legion's End, 2-cost sorcery. Exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 2 or less, and all other creatures that player controls with the same name as that creature. Then that player reveals their hand and exiles all cards with that name from their hand and graveyard. Hooey! That's spicy. So is that Black's answer to Red Deck Wins? Maybe even, you know, the Dreadhorde combo? Red Deck Wins probably better against, I think. Only hits creatures though, not planeswalkers, unfortunately. Reduced to Ash, nice draft card. Howling Giant. Okay, so 7 cost, 5/5 with reach, enters the battlefield, create 2/2/2 wolves. Okay, that's not actually that bad, especially in a draft that's going to see some play, I imagine. Kaikar Winds Fury. It's in Jeskai colours, and I do love a bit of Jeskai. Flying 3/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Okay, so is that our enabler to get the angel moving? Cheat out the angel. I really like this card. I've got a really good feeling about Kaikar. I know it gets hit by lightning strike and that kind of thing, so it might be a post rotation job, but I actually really like the look of that one. It just feels good. It's like it's a good mana cost. It's got some good abilities. Sacrificing a spirit in return for mana can lead to some other combos that we may not know about yet or may not have thought about yet. Drew that like 2 packs right after the angel. That's why I remembered it. Ah, right, so this was the one you were talking about. That's good that we managed to pull that then, just so we could get that little example going. But yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing to try and get going. It might be a little bit jank at the moment because of things like lightning strike. You know, it's gonna get burned. But certainly post rotation in a few months, I would definitely have a look at some Jeskai decks and see if you can pull that one off. Flying 2/2 for 3. If you gain life, you gain that much life +1. Gets 2/2 if you have 25 or more life. That is not going to be difficult to enable in standard. There's plenty of ways to gain life in standard. This might see play. Flash Merfolk Pirate for 2/1. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. Another Thunderkin Awakener. It just opened it to check what it was, yeah. Meteor Golem's back. They're definitely pushing a Tezzeret deck. If they're, yeah, they've got to be, right? There's so many artifacts in this set. Leyline of Sanctity. Okay, good. So, my goal for this one is to put this in against Grixis, because I'm fairly sure it stops Angrath's Rampage. I'm fairly sure it stops. I need to check the boluses in the current. Let me just have a look at their meta list at the moment. I'm fairly sure it stops Baby Bolus. No, it doesn't. It's each opponent. Oh, that's a shame. And Big Bolus is each opponent. So maybe this isn't that good then. Yeah, maybe this isn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. Gonna use it against Red Deck Wins to shut down the burn. Yeah, for sure. Very, very good against Red Deck Wins. I mean, can you imagine starting with this in your opening hand against Red Deck Wins? Is that just an automatic win? You just put it down and they can't zap you in the face. Yeah. Okay, so against Red Deck Wins, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yarok, the Desecrated, another mythic. Doing really well on the mythics today. 5 cost, Sultai, 3/5, Death Touch, Lifelink. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers twice. Okay. This is a powerful effect, but this entirely depends on what we have available to us. I feel that the Jeskai one is stronger, personally, at the moment, off at a cursory glance. But this could become powerful if we find especially something before turn 5 that we can put down, like another enchantment or something like that we can combo off. So yeah, I like this ability, but it's going to take some work to get it to work, I think. 18 hours ago, still problems updating. Oh, really? You sure? If you're able to... Oh, here we go. If you're able to get into the game and are redeeming codes, you may not see the product right away. Fear not, the game just has to catch up. I think in this thread, I think in this 18 hours ago thread, I'm sure there's like... Yeah, there's like other things in here. Maybe they are still seeing problems. I thought it was okay. Status update. Oh, so wait, yeah, stabilized. No, I'm looking at the 18 hours ago one. Services have stabilized. Impacted players should now be able to update. Not for you, at least. Oh, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Police are after me. Might of the Masses, 1 cost, instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature control. That's nice. I would put money on it that this sees play in Infected in Modern. It seems pretty naughty. Another 1-drop boost spell. I think it really depends on you know, how much space they have in that deck. It's crashing on update. Just submitted a bug. Get pack opening. Golgari token card we had an idea for. The marauding. Oh, you mean this? Sorry, you mean the Might of the Masses? Yeah. Could happen. I think it's a little. I think maybe it's a little bit slow for standard, but you never know. 1-drop green goes mad with it. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. You know, it fits very well with the tactic. It's very efficient. Its instant speed would definitely look at playing around the Golgari tokens. I would definitely look around putting 4 copies of those in and really trying to make that work. But I think in Infected, because you only have to get to 10 rather than 20, it just makes a whole lot of difference. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Oh, this is the combo dinosaur, isn't it? Where everyone had a little bit of a hissy fit about it because it causes a draw in the game, causes a draw state. So there's another dinosaur which is extremely expensive. It's like 7 or 8 costs, something like that. And when you put it out, you can deal damage to it to spawn a clone of it. And then obviously when the clone enters, this marauding raptor, polyraptor, that's it, yeah, deals another 2 damage to it, and it keeps going and going and going. But there's no way to stop the combo. It's an infinite combo without an exit clause, so it just causes draw state. It's just like, okay, well, that's fun. There's the hammer, the Colossus hammer. Oh, if I was in the Magic universe, this would be my weapon of choice. I'd be swinging this bad boy everywhere. Aim is to break the game. Well, there you go. Just play a Polyraptor dinosaur combo. Just draw until somebody concedes. Mythic rare wildcard. Tomebound Lich Zombie Wizard 1/3 for 3. Death Touch Lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, it deals combat damage to a player. When it enters the battlefield or deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. That's nice. I like that. It's pretty sweet. Knight of the Ebon Legion. Oh, this is the one. This will be the one drop vampire you were talking about. Knight of the Ebon Legion, 1 cost, 1/2, pay 3. It gets +3/+3 and gains Death Touch until the end of the turn. At the beginning of the end step, if a player has lost 4 more life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah, that's mad. That card is bonkers. For standard, anyway. That card is absolutely bonkers. Because you can realistically set it up by turn 3. It's not that difficult. You know, you still have the first 2 turns to get it out. Combos nicely with the Danto. Yeah, okay, so vampires is a thing. Woo! It's been a while since we've seen vampires. I'm okay with that. Another elemental there for you, Ross. Flying 4/4 for 5. Pretty vanilla though. Temple of Tip, milady. So many memes when this came out in Theros. We'd have the whole LGS like just shouting tip every time somebody played a temple. We're not sociable people. Creeping Trailblazer. Oh, this looks sick. Yeah, man, I'm on board with this. Yeah, it's just a really high level of nerdiness. Creeping Trailblazer, other element. So it's got the elemental tribal going on. And it gets +1/+1 for each elemental you control. Yeah, that's gonna see 4 copies, no doubt about it. So that's going to put you... So when you play an elemental, that's going to put you straight into Gruul, isn't it? It's probably going to be a Gruul build. Another Cavalier of Gales. Nice. Leyline of Abundance. So we've seen quite a few ley lines now. Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. And then you can pay 8 and put a counter on everything. I don't like this one so much. I'm sure it is perfectly fine in like Modern Elves or something like that, but for me, not really. Destroy target creature or planeswalker that's green or white. Oh god, no. Oh no. That's really efficient planeswalker removal, even after rotation. God damn. And it hits all the important ones like Teferi and Nissa. That's going to be hard. Shared summons. Yeah, we've seen that one. Another Creeping Trailblazer. Nice, nice. Dread Presence. Whenever a swamp enters under your control, choose 1. Draw a card and lose 1 life. Deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. Oh, okay. Yeah. It looks like Groot in the swamp, but yeah, I'm on board with that card. I like that card. Could see play. Might be a little bit expensive, but the abilities are pretty strong. It's a nice engine. Yeah, I quite like that. Cryptic Caves. Sacrifice it, draw a card. Only if you've got 5 or more lands. This is good for green, right? This might be decent for green at some point, especially if they can't find any card draw and just need that extra little bit. Leyline of Combustion. Whenever at least one permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, deal 2 damage to that player. So this, do we think this will see play in red deck wins? Almost certainly, right? Anything that tries to remove your stuff, you ping them. They try to, you know, target you for whatever reason in a mirror matchup, you ping them. Field of the Dead. Don't think we've seen Field of the Dead just yet. No. I think people are going to make a deck around that. Okay, let's see if we can draw. Is it rare? Is it a rare or is it a different rarity? Mystic Forge? We've seen Mystic Forge. We know what that's all about. Yeah, rare. Okay, cool. Scuttlemutt. Is that a Robo-Dog? It's a scarecrow. Why is this called a Scuttlemutt? Is it another word for scarecrow or something? Never heard that term before. I thought when I saw mutt, I thought it's doggo. It's gonna be another marauding raptor. I'm gonna play Infinite Dinosaurs. It's gonna happen. Shifting Ceratops, good. I want as many of these as possible just in case I switch to green. Getting all the dinos! I know, it's fate, it really is. Agent of Treachery. Here we go. I do love a good overpriced mono blue rare. Usually it says gain an extra turn, so 2/3 for 7. And it enters, gain control of target permanent. Beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, draw 3 cards. Sure. Okay. It can be reanimated. It's actually really powerful, even at 7 mana. It's really strong. And I'd be tempted to keep an eye out for this. With command, yeah, very good point. Can you imagine like a blue-black command deck? We essentially revolve around reanimating Agent of Treachery. Oh, that'd be so good. Yeah, okay, sure. Gauntlets of Light. +0/+2 and assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Okay, so that can go in butts. Untap this creature. Okay, nice. Another Sorin. It's fate. I'm gonna sneeze, but I'm also gonna play vampires. Ah, excuse me. Got a huge urge to sneeze. Counter targets, but oh, we've got we've got Mana Leak's less successful brother, I guess. Less successful? I don't know, is that less successful? That seems pretty good to me. But at 3 mana, it doesn't really fill a gap, does it? Because you can play things like Absorb and, you know, the one that surveils. Gotta run, have a good stream, man. Thanks for coming out, Axe. I know it's been a lot of card openings, but I appreciate you coming along and teaching me some combos that I might have missed as well. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good evening. What are we on wildcard wise? Must be doing alright. Another Drakuseth. Oh yes. I am gonna be Khaleesi, but with the pig god. With pigs and dragons. It's gonna happen. Come rotation, I'm gonna slam down all the big creatures. Rare wildcard. Fine. Ross, I think you're right. I think we should... hold on to our wild cards for now until the meta stabilizes. I've got like ley lines and a couple of things I want to alter it with, Grafdigger's Cage, stuff like that. But we don't need to splash out these wild cards at all, really. This was what I was thinking about for Butts. It's the return of the Tree Folk Soldiers. Creates a 1/1 white soldier. Oh no, sorry, no, this isn't the one I was thinking of. Sorry, this isn't the one I was thinking of for Butts. This is different. But you could see a similar thing, you know, with your angels. This is for Baka, really, maybe. If you put green in there with your angels, you can spawn a bunch of creatures, hit with a really big tree folk, really big Groot, and do lots of damage. Quite like that one. Me and a friend I had called Chris, who might be watching now, to be fair, don't know, sometimes he jumps in. We used to play Dungrove Elder, which was just mono green, and it would literally, it was kind of like this, but it would do power and toughness, and it would do it based on the amount of forests you had. So even if you drew a land and just dropped it, your board state gets better. Angels suck. Liking elementals or vampires. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. To be fair, you could even play like this with Hero, right? Instead of Esper, play like a green-white aggressive Hero deck. Spawn a bunch of tokens, you know, spawn an Ironroot Warlord, hit for a bunch of damage. Steel Overseer, we've seen this before in Mirrodin, I think, maybe. Put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact creature you control. It's good. It's good. Whether it'll see standard play or not, I'm not so sure, but it's a nice card. Tail's End, counter target activated ability, triggered ability, or legendary spell. So good in the control matchups. That crashing in Brontodon's back. Put target creature with power 4 or greater on the bottom of its owner's library. Very nice. Icon of Ancestry. We've drawn 3 of these now, so we're going tribal. 2 Sorins, 3 of them. We're going tribal. It's happening. Brought back 2. Instant speed. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in the graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. Return them to the battlefield tapped. Okay, sure. And that's it. That's all we've got. Now use codes. Have you got the codes for the chat? And I'll stick them in. Level up. Cheers, dude. Redeemed the code successfully. So we got a bit of XP. And we got a pack. Another regulator. Nice. See, wouldn't have got that second regulator without you, Baka. And then claim 20. We get 3 packs. Nice. Tip, 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 tip. I will take lands every day. Just give me all those lands, because when it comes to, I really don't want a Skydancer. I don't see this seeing play. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong. This will probably see play. I'm usually wrong with these kind of planeswalkers, because somebody finds a way to make them work. Ooh. Pay 2 life, discard a card, sacrifice a creature. Okay, so it's pretty hefty on the cost. Create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. Nah. Wolf Rider's Saddle. Into battlefield, create a 2/2 wolf. And then attach the saddle to it. Ooh, so it's a bit like what was the ability? There was an equipment ability in one of the in New Phyrexia, and in New Phyrexia, what you would do is most equipment would come with this ability, and you would put a 0/0 germ token out, and immediately attach the equipment to it, so you could play the equipment as if it were a creature. That's essentially the same thing that's happened here. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and can't be blocked by more than one creature. So for 4, you're getting a piece of an equipment and a 3/3 green wolf. I like it. Welcome to the Skyland, yeah. Tip, tip, tip. Thank you very much. Another embodiment of Agonies. I think this is going to see play somewhere. I just don't know where. Probably in Modern, I think. Probably a little bit clunky in Standard. Right, should we buy a bunch of packs? I need to get through all this gold. Can I buy multiple packs? Actually, I might just keep the gold, to be honest. Let's just do a little sideboarding first. What was the card? By the Liliana sleeve. Nah, I like my Weeby Narset. Weeby Narset. It's doing good. Let's do Core of the Spark. I nearly said that. Core set 2020. 4K gold, but I need it. What was the card you wanted me to look at, Baka? You said there was something that people were going to build a deck around. Was it a black card? Field of the Dead. It sounded like a black card. Not in... Oh, not black then. Ah, okay, it's a land. Ooh. Oh no, I don't want to create any. No. Can I not just... I have to inspect it this way. Okay, enters the battlefield tapped. Tap it, add a colourless. Whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. It seems like really janky, I think. 7 lands, 7 different lands. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'd have to have one of each of the majority of my lands out. Which I feel is quite difficult because one of them is one of them is like a basic. So you have to have at least a basic out plus one of each at least of the multi lands. If you've got a list, if you've got an idea or like some words, some stuff I can look at. While you're doing that, I'm gonna buy a bunch of packs. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do some sideboarding. So let's just have a cheeky look. What we got in here? I think we definitely wanted to. I think we can probably take Unmod Ego out. Unmod Ego here was things like Phoenix and Dreadhorde, and Grafdigger's Cage shuts those down for the most part. So we can get at least one Grafdiggers in there. Try and get ahead of the curve, shall we? Let's have a look at our rares and mythics. What have we got? What could we put in here that might change the game for us? I think we've got to get Leyline of Sanctity in, right, for the red deck wins decks. Enter the God Eternals, I think, can probably go now, because that was in there for, I think we probably want 2 of these, right? Put a couple of them in the sideboard. Leyline of Sanctity. Take a veto out, because these are less important now. Some multicolour shenanigans with Risen Reef. Okay. Risen Reef. 1/1. Okay, so this is a new uncommon, right? Into the battlefield under your control. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't put the card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. Okay. So you can play that. You can play Growth Spiral in these colours. So could you play like a 4 or 5 colour deck? Play a bunch of like multi-lands and just dump them all onto the battlefield this way. Play like mostly blue-green but with like a really weird mana base. Interesting. I still think it's jank, but it's fun jank, you know what I mean? If that's the kind of thing you want to play, if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, definitely go for it and try and get it to work. Never said it wasn't jank. Yeah, no, to be fair, you didn't. Right, so one Leyline of Sanctity at the moment. This gives us a little bit of protection against mono red. Then we got the Grafdigger's Cage in. These take the place of our other bits and pieces that we were using to combat things like Phoenix, to combat things like Dreadhorde. We don't need as many Dovian's Veto in here anymore because Grafdigger's just stops like all of that shenanigans now. Risen Reef works so well with Omnath. Let's have a look. Into battlefield deals damage to any target equal to a number of elementals you control whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. Put a +1/+1 counter on target elemental you control. If you control 8 or more lands, draw a card. Okay, sweet, yeah. Okay, that's so now this is looking less like jank. It's still a little bit clunky, because it will get run over by things like red deck wins quite easily. But if you can protect it for a little while, then that's actually not as janky as it was. There's plenty of combo potential here, especially post-rotation as well, when all the burns go out of standard, you know, when there's less access to the more efficient burn spells. You'll still see Shock, but I think Lightning Strike goes and Wizard's Lightning goes as well, so yeah, all good. Was there any, so look, was there any bolts that came in that were worth playing? Magic? In Magic, in Core 2020 I meant. Just go instant sorcery. Well, it'll be instant. Not really interested in sorcery. No. is the answer. It just isn't. It isn't efficient. The only efficient burn spell really is Shock. Flame Sweep's quite nice. Flame Sweep's quite nice, but it also, you know, eradicates your entire side of the board, so a bit pointless, I guess. So what else did we see come in? Do this. Let's have a look at our Mythic and Rares again. Let's see what's in here. What are these new? What's this new Ajani like? This is all creature based, isn't it? Yeah. I'll leave that, I think. Cavalier of Dawn. Vigilance 4/6. When it enters the battlefield, destroy up to one target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 colorless Golem token creature token. Golem token creature token. Golem artifact creature token. And when it dies, return target artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. That's quite nice. Not really so interested in Leyline of Anticipation. This I'm very interested in, Dawn of Dreams, but I don't know whether it really works in this deck at the moment. Probably not straight away anyway. Probably needs a bit of tuning, a bit of tweaking. This is quite nice against the decks that I don't like to play against as well. But I think... do I want to play this or Graph Diggers? Can't cast spells from their graveyard to the libraries. Graph Diggers is more powerful, right? But I guess Leyline hits Planeswalkers as well. Multicolor Elementals, yeah. Teamer Elementals. Looks good. Looks good. I think this is probably my favourite. I'm probably going to look at maybe brewing a deck around this. Kai Carwin's Fury. Maybe post-rotation. See if I can get that working. Do I put Leyline of the Void in? And do I really need Dovin's Veto and Duress anymore? Make vampires? Nah. Not at the moment. I'm not going to go all in. Not right now. But I do feel like I want this. I think maybe Graph Digger's Cage is probably better for now. One of them. That'll be my only spend, I think. Get a couple of these in, and then that deals with the two of the decks that I like playing against the least. I think maybe this sideboard could be a little bit more efficient now, but we will play some and see how it goes anyway. Another cool card to build a deck around: Tempsis. Okay, let's have a look. Tempsis the All-Seeing. Cool artwork. Oh, I think I've seen this one actually, yeah. Play 3, draw 2, then discard. Whenever it deals damage to your opponent, you reveal your hand. If cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this way, that player loses the game. Yeah, that's a nice one. I really like that one. because there's cards that support this as well, especially a lot of draw cards as well, where you can like select. What was the forecast instant that we were looking at before with the fishes on? That you look at the top 7 and you can select 2. You know, you're essentially setting up your hand there. The only issue is you have to protect this. It doesn't really have any natural defenses, but that's the price you have to pay to try and get them to just instantly lose the game. Hey Transgods, how you doing, man? Lands count as CMC 0, so helps with the win condition. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, what was that card that we were looking at before? So we go Magic 2020, it was instant speed. Or was it sorcery? No, it was probably sorcery, wasn't it? There we go. Dawn of Dreams. Reliquary Tower. Yeah. Yeah. Drawn from Dreams. I think it said Dawn of Dreams the first time. Drawn from Dreams, and it just lets you really nice way of like setting things up, so you can like potentially start to set up your hand before you even like, you know, get to the 6-cost creature. I think that creature is definitely going to be about what you do before it rather than what you do after it when you're revealing your hand and when you're tapping and stuff. If you can set up into it, big cost creature. Yeah, Reliquary Tower is probably better because it's just, you know, slots into your mana base, doesn't it? Gives you that nice effect. M19. Yeah, but if you want to build it now, then you can still, you know, you still got a few months that you can go and build it. There's still plenty of time left. Ooh, cancel that. So I'll stick with Grafdigger's Cage for now and a Leyline of Sanctity. I think I wanted to take one Kaya's Wrath out for a Cry. Just to reset. Just to try and help against those more aggressive decks. Right. Let's try that. Thinking of Nazal. Black or green spells, green or black spells. Let's refresh this one, see what we get. Attack with data. Oh god, that's much worse. Please no. Let's go, Esper. Right, how long have we got left? Half an hour. We'll get half an hour of games in. That was nice. It's not often I get to open that many packs. I quite enjoyed that, especially for a new set as well. So, one game, you know, one nice slow Esper game, nice chilled out and relaxed Esper game. Someone revving outside my window. I do not think I will be taking that. That is slightly better. Oh, I have to return. Oh, yeah, we got Brexit Mulligan. Ah, I forgot about this. Nice. Let's put a Hallowed Fountain back. Oh, I have to actually place it back. Okay, so I'll take the 2 black, 2 white. No, I want to take the 2 blues, right? Just in case I get Narset off the top. Oh, it's just going to change everything for me. It's just going to make my life so much more difficult. Okay, so it does go to the bottom. Drag 1 card to the bottom of your library. Okay, sure. 3 lands. Sweet. That feels so much better. Drew the extra land anyway. Right, bear with me. I'm going to close that window. Brexit Mulligan is cool. It certainly is. Get rid of this. Ooh, I like the new animation for Tyrant Scorn. That's pretty sweet. Get our own hero down and see what he has to say about that. Probably an Oath of Kyre, I expect. Ah, he's got his Teferi. Yeah, sure.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Puts it back to hand.
Let's
yeah.
try this.
I think we just get greedy here and throw both of these out. They're stacking. Plus ones.
Here we go.
Ooh. Big Teferi. Okay, so he's going to throw one of these back, isn't he?
Sorry, I'm
Almost
late.
certainly. Yeah, there
You
we go.
need to slow down.
Okay, that's not too bad. I think we play this, go into Thought Erasure and see what he has. Get the trigger. Probably dump command because it's so powerful. Land can go to the bin, we're not interested in that. And I think we probably want to get Teferi out here because this baby Teferi is not such a massive threat at the moment. We can get rid of big Teferi. On the next turn. Or on this turn, rather. I'm going to +1 this, just in case he plays the his own hero. So we can get rid of this.
We will meet again.
We haven't got anything to play at instant speed anyway, regardless of this. So.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
We're almost certainly going to see a big Teferi getting slammed down, but he had so many threats anyway, I had to get rid of some of them. And he has the extra land for Dreadhorde, so he could have just brought whatever I got rid of, he could have just brought it back. At least this way he's left with one Teferi and that's it. It's over. You know, we just need to get rid of that. Okay, there's the hero. And then he can play... He's got something else, maybe? So I think, first things first, put this back to hand. We don't want him to play like an instant speed spell and then, you know, do some shenanigans with that. Drawing the Thought Erasure off the top with the extra hero precinct would give us plenty to work with. Why do you not like the blue ley lines? Having flash for all your cards is good, isn't it? I guess it won't. I guess it means, you know, it depends what you want to do with your cards, really. Do I really need to play a baby Teferi at instant speed? Maybe. I'm not sure. Could be good. Could be good. Okay, so what are we looking for here? We can get rid of the Mortify. Tyrant Skunk can probably stay in. Maybe drop one. Maybe drop the Liliana as well. And we go Duress, Stovian's Veto. Doesn't really work for us. Elder Spell. And drop another Tyrant Scorn. Go D-Spark. I think that's okay. For now, anyway. We'll see what he comes up with. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Flash is a strong ability, but I think it depends on how you use it that makes the difference. If somebody taps out for a creature, I don't think it really makes that much of a difference if I play Teferi on their turn and bounce it back to the hand, or whether I do it on my turn. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference, personally. Did they change the borders on the cards or something? Are the borders like slightly different? The cards feel like they look different. This isn't a particularly explosive hand, but I'll probably keep it. You know, we got lands, we got planeswalkers. Now got one of our only Tyrant Scorns, which is going to come in extraordinarily handy right now. I love that new animation. It's great. A little splash of like colour. Narset.
There are so meditate and prepare.
Okay, there's Big Teferi. Glacial Fortress. We probably want to oath this one, don't we? So he doesn't get another trigger.
Such violence is upsetting.
Plays another. Right.
I train every thoughtfulness before action.
Revealed cards, dismiss. Oh, I like this new revealed cards thing. Although that does look like it's under my camera. I think we pretty much just have to go Thought Erasure here and take out his Thought Erasure, maybe. I mean, if he does it to me... Yeah, no, I don't think that's worth it. I'll play Narset.
The focus and
Get a thing.
just the trick for this.
Let's get the D-Spark. So he knows I've got the D-Spark, but when he plays Thought Erasure, he will probably get rid of Thought Erasure, leaving Thought Erasure open. Okay, so he gets the free kill for Oath now. He's setting up for his turn 5 Teferi pretty well. Or turn 6, rather. It's Thought Erasure. He might get greedy and go for Big Teferi here, which means I can trade. He went for D-Spark. Okay. That's interesting. I feel like, personally, I don't think I agree with that move, but you know, is what it is. Let's go Thought Erasure. Ah! That had to be why. Okay, let's get rid of Ugin. I think this land can stay on the top because I need my second black source.
Right on schedule.
Not too fussed if I'm not drawing anything. I just want to get this Oathakaya back to hand. I knew I wasn't going to draw anything off Narset. I just didn't really have much in the way of doing anything about it. So I think Oathakaya going back to hand is probably the best thing I can possibly do. But he gets a Thought Erasure off the top, so you know, this probably deals with Teferi. I think. Can't really see how it doesn't. Goes for Oathakaya. Okay, sure. And then does he put the extra land down?
Don't worry, I got this.
I'll go Basilica this turn, I think. Force him to discard, yeah, that, and then he'll should just windmill Slam Teferi, I think. Which I will then respond in kind with a -3.
Right on schedule.
Ooh.
Time is much more malleable than people think.
Sure. I think I'm actually going to put the Narset
No
back,
longer stand not so fast.
so I can actually draw cards here.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
So Battle
Keep
of
up
the
the pace.
Teferis now. Hero Precinct 1, sure. And then what does he have? What does he have left? Oh, he's got a Duress, okay. I'm glad he wasted that.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Ooh, that was a big Teferi to the bin. Very nice. Okay. So this will allow him to dig. I think this just goes back to his hand now.
Here goes nothing.
I'm not sure whether that was the right move or not, but we'll see.
Hold that
We will
thought.
see.
If
So
you
he'll
wish
dig
to
for a
keep
card.
an open mind.
We kind of need to get removal now. Ah, okay, Tyrant Scorn. That doesn't deal with my creature, but it does let him get a little bit of a, you know, a trigger off.
We need to move quickly.
Uh, yep, fine. This was never going to get through anyway.
Let's slow this down. This might be a bad idea.
+1. See what we can get going. This all really depends on what everyone draws off the top of their decks, really.
Let's skip to the good part.
Like, he can actually draw 2 cards a turn and I can't, so
Meditate and prepare.
if I get like a Kaya or something like that, that works. Baby Teferi works because he gets to get another trigger and he gets to put Basilica back. That's a bit disappointing, actually. I just don't feel like I've been able to draw into as many threats as him at all, really. He's got a ton of stuff, and I feel like I've got
This is hard.
6 things in the graveyard there. It's not really a comparison, is it? He's had at least 4 or 5 other cards that I haven't had.
Show remorse. I'll show restraint.
However, if the Elder Spell comes up, you know, we do okay there.
I've got time.
And then he gets to do 3 to Baby Teferi. Yeah, sure.
Stop that now.
Stop that. Okay. Other hero. By all means. Yeah, I think that's game. GG. Just draw land until the end of time. Okay. So I'm going to play a slightly different game here. And I'm going to get rid of hero. And I'm going to go Kaya's Wrath, Cry of the Carnarium. Get those in there. And also go for Do I want a Lyra in there? Or maybe another Liliana? I think probably a Lyra. Can be gotten rid of so easily. Yeah, I guess I do actually. Got one Kaya's. One Kaya's, one Cry. Go for another Tyrant Scorn. Oh no, maybe go for a Mortify. Still got a pack of things for ESL 1. You're going to ESL 1, man. Nice one. Didn't know that. Go for another command. Gonna be your 5th time. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's play first. This is probably just fine. We've actually had some really, like, decent opening hands compared to what we normally get. So, not too... Oh, right, okay, Drown Catacomb, let's go, Thought Erasure. Get rid of his Thought Erasure, I think. Keep another one on top for ourselves. Try and get that Dovian's Veto out of hand. Almost certainly will draw the Dovian's Veto here. Oh, I like that new animation as well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm on board with the new animations. Get the Basilica out turn 4 on turn, which is nice. Then we can hold the Veto up for maybe like the Teferi or something like that. He puts a land to the bin, so he must have more lands here. He must be okay with whatever he's got in hand. Duress, he'll take the Dovian's Veto. It's a bit of a shame. That was a timely Duress. That might win the game for him. Sure. Veto again. See what who has there been? Okay, so he's got another Teferi in hand, which he's gonna do now because he's gonna put the Basilica back probably. Maybe not actually. He might just keep it. He'll put his own Elite Guard Mage back to hand, I think. There's no way he's gonna put my creature back to hand, is it? Well, he might, because otherwise mine just...
I have a plan.
Otherwise mine just attacks his Teferi and... yeah. Okay, so he has some sort of instant speed spell there. With the pause. Gets rid of the Kaya. We have kind of destroyed his hand a little bit, but he still managed to just get enough cards to just stay alive. D-Spark, that's what he was looking for, yeah. Okay. D-Spark going on
I've got time.
on a Basilica I can deal with. We have 30 life now, you know, we are not particularly stuck for.
This isn't a hurry.
Life. Okay.
Oh, I've done the hero thing.
So Teferi will take 2. If he has another oath, then he'll kill it. Okay, he has command. Never mind. Never mind, eh?
I won't hide from the world any longer.
Puts Teferi back. Yep,
Let's
sure.
take it back.
I mean, that'll do the trick, wouldn't it? Take 2. What do we get off the top? We get another Basilica. Oh, is this the same Basilica? No, there's the other Basilica there. No, this was the same Basilica. My bad. Okay. We can take this. Pretty easy. Get rid of whatever that card is. It's another Command the Dread Horde. Thank God for that.
I can no longer stand by and watch. Here we go.
Right, so he has to make a choice whether he wants to kill
No time for a break.
Teferi or whether he wants to block the Bellhaunt. So he might sacrifice his Teferi here to put my Bellhaunt back to hand. That's fine.
I won't let you win.
Wasn't it got exiled? Oh, I did get exiled. Yeah, sorry. You are right.
No, I am not making.
Okay, he decided to burn it and put the Elite Guard Mage back to hand. Which makes sense, right? Big Teferi goes. Keep our Big Teferi on top. I'm okay if Guild Mage dies here. It's fine by me. He has nothing worth me putting this back. So I'll tick this up.
I'll protect you.
Teferi will gain him a card.
Hurry!
It's another Elite Guard Mage, sure. That will draw him a card. Narset, okay. Yeah. And then he searches for an answer. He gets Duress, but he has nothing to play it on, so okay. Dismiss. So we kinda wanna put this back to hand.
Don't worry, I got this.
Then we wanna kill Big Teferi because that's one of his threats.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
And then drop this.
Trust me.
Put this back
You
to
need
his
to
deck.
take a time out.
Take a little bit more control over the board, say it that way. He is going to draw another card off the Elite Guard Mage, but there's not really much I can do about that. I had to get rid of Narset. Had to do it. It looks like he might have a way to deal with this, unfortunately. He does not. Okay. Let's draw a card.
We need to move quickly.
Let's boss.
Trust me.
Play.
I have a plan.
Fort Erasure first. Just to make sure he hasn't got anything. He does. He's got his Thought Erasure. D-Spark will come in handy for this. Because we can go Narset. Get this down.
The past, present, and I have just the trick for this.
And we could probably actually draw the Oath of Kaya, I think. It's a little bit more efficient. damage. There's his Narset, so he gets to look for something now.
Those who cannot disown your prowess.
What does he dig into? He digs into a Thought Erasure, which doesn't really affect me too much. Yeah, we take the win though. We managed to just gain enough control, and he didn't really draw into any threats, so we got a little bit lucky, but we got a little bit, you know, we played pretty well there as well. Right, it's 5-9, so you were right back at only one game, unfortunately. But I think what I'm probably going to do is cut the stream off there for the remainder of the week. Thanks. One quick 3-minute game. Yeah, I don't think that's going to fit in, but I promise the next Magic stream that I do will have more gameplay in it for sure. It still seems like we have a strong deck. You know, there's no real shift in the meta at all, to be honest. Not yet, not this early on. So the next stream is probably going to be Sunday. I've got you know, I'm seeing my family on Saturday, so I'm probably not going to be able to do the Saturday one, unfortunately. But it's the Sunday one. I will probably play Magic again. I'll have a look at my poll as well. So if you're interested in getting more results on the poll, you know, share it around. You'll be gone over the weekend with ESL. With ESL 1, is that this weekend? Yeah. So I will see you when you get back, hopefully on Monday night, maybe, hopefully. And to everyone else who came out and supported me, Bascles, Ross, you're still in there, Truax, I know you're about somewhere, man. Visu, thank you for the subscribe as well, and Memphis, thank you for showing up again. I can see Shippy in there as well, even if he hasn't. He's just lurking in there. But I appreciate the support, guys, and I will see you, or see whoever's here on Sunday. Thanks. See ya.